It's hard nowadays to find any positives in the world. The only real positive coming out of this whole thing is countries from all over the world, from every continent with the exception of Antarctica because they're not dealing with this shit. Countries are coming together. Once thought to be maybe not allies, not really enemies, just kind of like an indifferent kind of a relationship. They're all coming together with one simple objective. And that is something that's not so simple to do. In fact, if they pull it off, will make medical science history, medical history, science history, all kinds of history. We are working together to find a treatment or a vaccine to this thing. Countries from all over the world sharing information, trying to save, maybe not mankind, but get us out of the fucking house, get rid of this virus, which is what we all want. And even though it's a good thing, at the same time, nothing's really concrete yet. I mean, a lot of stuff's, in testing right now, a lot of stuff is showing some very positive signs, but we're not 100% confirmed on anything yet. So it's really hard to take that as a full-on positive without anything truly concrete. Now, some of you are taking this time to catch up on a few things, or do some things that you've been meaning to do but never really had the time, like exercise or do house repairs, or maybe take an online course or finish getting your GED or whatever the fuck. Reading's a big thing. And I've noticed that a lot of people are posting pictures or videos about how crazy their family is and how, their family's driving them nuts and they're going to lose it and run away or something. But deep down, I mean, yes, it's hard being stuck in one place for a very long time, for an indeterminate amount of time with anybody, because at some point you are going to have some sort of altercation. But deep down, you got to think that they don't really feel that way. This, even though it's a horrible circumstance as to why we're having to do what we do, we are creating memories by being with our families. In a hard time, we come together. And, I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. Oh, I'm going to run away. My family's driving me crazy. But deep down, you cherish these moments. I mean, you have to, because in 10, 20 years from now, you're going to look back at this with very fond memories. Now, speaking of memories, we have been warned for what seems to be decades. It actually almost feels like centuries, but not really. I mean, you look at the timeline, it's more like decades. But anyway, the medical community, the medical and scientific community have been warning us that something like this is coming. They have been saying, we are not ready. You have to get ready. We are not prepared. But ourselves, as well as most of our elected leaders, have chosen to ignore this. They have taken more of a, oh, it's not that big of a deal, we'll worry about it later kind of approach. Now, Mother Nature has also been warning us for years. I mean, look at all these massive storms and all these, just incredibly strange weather patterns and all these crazy weather events going on all over the world, from, hurricanes, tsunamis, blizzards. I mean, there's snow in places there hasn't been snow in fucking forever. And all we had to do was just listen to Mother Nature. I mean, look at the world right now. Look at what weather's... I mean, some of you can look out your window and see something that's probably not supposed to happen. And that's because instead of listening to Mother Nature, we, mostly our elected leaders, have just been continuing to damage and pollute the earth. And it seems as though when it comes to pollution and the amount of damage we can do to the earth, we've kind of almost passed the point of no return, where there's really nothing we can do about it. I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to ask you to imagine, if you will, that Mother Nature is a human being. And mankind, us, we are in a relationship with Mother Nature. And it's a very abusive relationship. Now, before I even jump into it, I'm not making light of any sort of abusive relationship that's going on in anyone's lives. Abuse in any form, anywhere, is inappropriate and just wrong. But with that said, in order to make my point, I feel this is quite possibly the best way to make it. So, for years now, mankind has been abusing Mother Nature. I mean, no matter how many times we have been warned, we just keep doing it. We're being told to stop, and mankind just keeps abusing. I don't know why, but the abuse continues. Mother Nature needs to get mankind's attention, but for whatever reason, we don't want to give Mother Nature the attention she deserves. So, we got hurricanes, we got tsunamis, we got, the oceans are rising, the ice caps are melting, tsunamis, fucking hail the size of your head, but we're still not getting it. We're still not taking Mother Nature seriously. So, Mother Nature went out, and not only did she get herself a restraining order against mankind, she also bought herself a fucking rocket launcher. Now, with that said, mankind is starting to take Mother Nature seriously, don't you think? Now, I'm sure there's a bit of confusion as to how COVID-19 and Mother Nature are related. It's kind of a reach, but not really. So, just imagine for a second. What if COVID-19 is Mother Nature's way of telling mankind, telling humanity, that if we don't fuck the fuck off, it's only going to get worse from here. This is a warning. This is a serious warning. We didn't want it to go this far, but we went this far. So, fuck off, or there's going to be a lot more trouble. Now, look at what we've had to do as society to stop the spread of COVID-19. We have basically become shut-ins. We have stopped going out for the most part. There's non-essential travel is pretty much prohibited, where we have to stay away from everybody. So, by doing that, and a lot of other stuff too, a lot of businesses, a lot of factories, all that stuff being closed, Mother Nature's kind of benefiting from this, isn't she? I mean, think about it. Now, I'm not going to break into a PowerPoint presentation full of statistics or graphs or pie charts or any of that other shit, but it's fairly obvious that nature is kind of enjoying this reprieve from the constant assault that mankind has been giving her over these tens of shit ton of years. Now, pollution and greenhouse gases are going down. They're going down faster than a hooker after she sees a $100 bill. She is dropping like a fat guy falling down a flight of fucking stairs. And it's all because of these work restrictions and these factory closures and all this other shit. Cities that were once unable, you couldn't see them from 10, 20 kilometers away because they were covered in like this smog, like this just greasy pollution fog hovering over the city. You can fucking see them now. I mean, that pollution and shit is gone, and people can actually breathe somewhat comfortably. And not to mention the fact that we've seen videos from cities all over North America, all over the world, that are close to like forests and wildlife and shit like that. You see animals like moose and elk and shit just walking down the street like they own the fucking place. They're almost taking back the land that was once theirs when you think about it. Even though massive storms and unpredictable weather patterns are still hitting major cities and towns all over the world, that is a direct result of mankind's previous behaviors, of our previous massive assaults on Mother Nature. Now, will we as a society, I mean, for the most part, I mean, you know, anyway, for the most part, will we as a society keep up with this kind of environmentally friendly way of thinking, like not going out when we don't need to, not fucking flying halfway across the world because we need a vacation. You know, will we just cut this unnecessary spending and unnecessary traveling and all this other unnecessary shit in order to keep the environment and Mother Nature happy? Or will we just fall back to our old habits and continue fucking with Mother Nature once these restrictions are lifted? Now, I don't want you to get the impression of this. I am not some dirty granola, dirty-ass, scummy fucking hippie tree hugger. No, those people piss me off. I am, however, somebody who doesn't want to live in a giant shithole. And if we pick up exactly where we left off once the restrictions are lifted, and we continue to punish Mother Nature like she overcooked the roast or some shit, don't be surprised if Mother Nature once again pulls out a restraining order and her fucking rocket launcher, and this shit happens again and again and again. Because I don't think she's going to take it anymore. We all don't need to become vegetarians or environmentalists. Hell, I love meat. Okay, I'm having ribs for dinner tonight, and I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to every single fucking bite of it. But all we have to do, it's simple. All we have to do is just become more aware of the world around us. Be more aware of how we're affecting our world by what we're doing, by our actions. And we have to ask ourselves, what kind of world do we want to live in? Because we're not the only ones that have to live in it. And right now, a lot of people are unfairly being punished because of things that someone else did. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But Mother Nature is pissed. I don't think there's any doubt in that. She's been pissed off for a long time. And if we don't change how we live in this world, COVID-19 is going to seem like a cakewalk compared to what we have waiting for us next. And most of us will deserve it because we didn't listen. I don't want to downplay the loss of human life with this video. That is not my goal. That is not my objective. A lot of families and a lot of lives have been ruined because of this pandemic. My thoughts and wishes and my heart goes out to these people. I don't know how you are able to deal with it, but I hope you come out of this strong. And I hope we as a society, as mankind, come out of this stronger and know what we have to do in order to make our lives better. Thank you again for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Isolated Pastimes with Brock Burley. Like every video that you see. I'm sure we got something on here that you'll like. If not, leave a comment and I might just make a video you like. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. But again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon.